Yeah, it's money.
It's money.
We're going to go to another clip of Christine Ilsley. Her parental rights. This is what I want to explain to you before we go to this. I just did this interview like 3 days ago. Right after I was allowed to stay in the court where she finally was granted a right to a trial to get her kid back, that same day, they sent out state health workers to arrest Christine. State health workers, 8 or 9 of them. And they need to have their butts sued because they didn't have a warrant in their hand. They just came and grabbed her, put her in jail because, according to my source, the guardian ad litem, the one who was wearing the flimsy blouse and the flimsy skirt the day I was in court, she looks like a tramp. She put in the fix, and that's why she was smirking in court. Anyway, she was arrested that day, and when May 2nd came up, she couldn't get to a trial, much less prepare for it, because they had her arrested on some BS charge about the aid to disabled, because she's disabled. And they wanted an $80,000 bond. Finally, they got whittled down to $12,000 bond. Finally, they let her out on her own recognizance. And she, when they dragged her in, they told her to keep her head down. Your parental rights have been terminated. End of case. What kind of trial is that? She had no time to prepare. They didn't present any witnesses. She didn't get to present any. Here's the interview. Christine just got out of the hotel run by the county jailers called the what, Christine?
Linwood Detention Correctional Center, I guess. No, it's Linwood.
Women's?
Yeah. Oh no, they have men there down below. I got men down below. No, it's Linwood's.
So the women are on top and the men are down below.
So yeah, Linwood Detention Center facility.
And did you enjoy your stay there? Did they bring you breakfast in bed every day and take you out on shopping trips?
Oh no, I had plenty of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches though.
Christine, I started taping your case. What year was that?
Let's see, September 30th, 2005 is when they kidnapped my son.
And I started interviewing you, what, was it December of 05?
December 05, yes, not shortly after.
Right about then. Back then, you were hoping you would get your son back pretty soon.
Oh, yes. They said as long as I did the unification services, I'd get my son back.
And did you attempt to do those unification services?
Oh, I completed those services.
And did you get your son back?
No.
Have they terminated your parental rights?
Yeah, matter of fact, May 1st, they terminated my parental rights. On March 13th, when I went to court at Edelman's, I finally got the right. The referee judge there told me that I had the right to bring some evidence in against the allegations I was saying about my son being raped in the system and them taking him without a warrant and all the perjury and fraud that was committed on my case. And 2 hours later, I was kidnapped by State Health Services and brought to Linwood. And I got beaten there.
They put you in a room with a kind of heavy-set woman. Describe that woman to me.
Oh, the time when I was beaten?
Yeah, in the courthouse.
I was waiting for my so-called arraignment, and it was packed. This place was packed with a bunch of crackheads and gang members, and this big Samoan woman. I was sitting on the ground just minding my own business, and she came up to me and just started punching me and kicking me, and then all of a sudden there was about 2 or 3 of them surrounding me, just beating me, and because I was white.
Was this a way of saying hello?
Oh yeah, well they didn't like my color of my skin. It was the wrong color. I didn't belong there.
Yeah, I don't think you did belong there. I had been in the courtroom with a commissioner, I think it was.
Correct.
Her name was...
Judy, was that what Judy?
Judy something.
Fritz or something like that?
Judy Frickus, I think was her name. And county counsel and the guardian ad litem objected to me being in the courtroom, which I thought was interesting because they had 2 or 3 CPS supervisors right in front of me Which they didn't need to have in that courtroom. They didn't testify. They didn't say anything. But they wanted me out because you were going to, for the first time, get on the record what?
That they kidnapped my son. They took him without a warrant. My son was molested in their system. That CPS drugged him to cover it up. That my son's a pretender attorney allowed this to happen.
And your son was still drugged when they sent him off to Montana, and I was there videotaping that.
Yes, he was on 2 different kind of drugs, high dosage psychotics, medicine that were not appropriate for a child. They're still drugging him.
They're damaging his liver, aren't they?
Oh, they're damaging more than that, his brain. I mean, my son is so withdrawn and pale and white and sick, and his body shakes constantly. At one point when I was seeing him in front of the monitor, I said, Justin, tell him, have I ever abused you or hurt you or abandoned you? He goes, no, Mama, you never did anything like that to me. And I go, and tell him about the drugs. He looks right in the monitor's eyes and says, I do not like these drugs. Can you please, I don't like these drugs. I don't want to take them.
So the government system, the child protective system, is forcing your son to take powerful drugs that are going to damage his brain, damage his liver, and is giving him the shakes right now because they want him to forget about their mother? Is that, did I say that right?
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, it's to break the bond with the mother and to make them into these little robots that don't think, that just do what they're told.
So they can auction him off and bring a big, huge federal grant.
Oh, definitely. Well, they auctioned him off a couple of times, to the highest bidder. And then
you actually saw his picture on the internet once.
Oh, yeah, CaliforniaKids.org. It states if you're interested in any one of these children, all you have to do is purchase an adoption kit. Be a little bit more money if you want the parental rights terminated, and they will give you bonus federal grants if it's a special needs child.
Wow, your tax money at work destroying relationship between a good parent, in this case a single mom, and her child. And they are chemically damaging this boy. You actually saw the damage in your son, and I saw it when they shipped him off. And you had one sister there that didn't want me taping that goodbye at the Orange County John Wayne Airport, did you?
Yeah, Bonnie. Yeah.
Bonnie didn't want me taping there. She got upset, didn't she?
Yeah, she felt guilty because she refused to take my son in, and she forced him into the foster care system. And
but you're a product of some kind of foster system too, aren't you?
Actually, I'm a part of a black market ring. Back in my case, it was the 60s, but Ron Silverton, he's an attorney here in L.A., he was busted because of the black market baby ring, and where they were selling children that they took. And they put him in jail in the 70s, and then he's out, and he's practicing law underneath his son's license now.
Really?
Yeah. I was bought for $10,000. $10,000, you can have a baby.
So we're talking to a victim of a system that was selling babies illegally on the black market. Christine says she was sold by this, what was his name?
Ron Silverton.
Yeah, we don't want to mention his name too much, so we won't mention Ron Silverton's name because he's a practicing attorney again.
Yeah, a convicted person for selling children, black market.
But now they've got a whole department called Child Protective Services kidnapping children.
Yep, Department of Family and Children's Services, yep.
So if Ron Silverson went to jail, and I don't know that he did, but you say he did.
Oh, no, you can check it out with Daily Breeze. Actually, I got the article on it and everything at one time in my life.
Shouldn't these CPS workers go to jail for kidnapping your child, drugging him down?
Not just my child, all the children in their system.
There's how many children do you think in the system? Just in the California system?
Oh, I'm sure. I know for a fact. There was these. I don't know how many children. I'm sure hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of children. But just recently, there was a state audit done in California, and they had bust the foster care. 67 foster care homes had registered sex offenders living there.
Your tax money at work